Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist here. Happy Friday. I want to make a quick apology. You guys may or may not hear my neighbor mowing the lawn right now. It's fine. It's probably not going to be too loud. Maybe I'm just kind of like exaggerating it a bit. But I've got another full-fledged, ready to play speed duel competitive build, and as another bit of just tiniest amount of foreshadowing about this one is a glass cannon, but it kind of has to be in order to do its thing. So that said, let's talk about everything in reverse. Let's start with our extra deck. Literally 3 copies, three copies of Evil Hero Dark Gaia. Now, this is my Dark Gaia OTK. This is probably going to be very similar to the things that you guys are going to see in competition, because when I built this deck, I tried to leave as little room for error as possible. And through the use of the app I have on my tablet and my cellular, I basically found myself just doing a search for the strongest rocks and the strongest fiends, as that is our fusion recipe here. This card must be fusion summoned, or special summoned, sorry, with Dark Fusion. The original attack becomes the combined original attack of the materials used to make this card. So again, had to go big or go home, and this deck does it. Additionally, when this card declares an attack, you may change all defense position monsters the opponent currently controls into face-up attack mode. However, flip effects will not be activated at this time, really putting the dark in Dark Gaia here. Now, I thought about coming at this deck a couple different ways. I really wanted to use Allure of Darkness. I didn't end up with enough dark types or dark attributes in the deck. I really wanted to use the Giant Orc for like a little struggle, like middle class version of the deck. Didn't end up working that way based on the cards that I saw that were available. Because I made like an 18 card deck, and I had to find a way to fill 2 zones. Now, before we get into the main deck, let's go over the skill once. You flip this skill over when you use it. This is the Dark Unity skill. Now, I do not care about the first or second effects of this card. Those effects are that you can use Super Polymerization to fusion summon monsters that would normally use Dark Fusion. Each of the following are once per duel. Once per duel, lose 2,000 life points. Change the type of one special summon monster the opponent controls to rock. Which, again, if you've already got the ability to turn something and use Super Poly, you probably would be better off doing like a tech variant of this and using Lava Golems instead, sending a Fiend over to the opponent's side of the field and just playing really good rocks yourself. And then it's just a question of how do you get that rock to the field. But the effect we want: discard 1 card, add 1 Dark Fusion from the deck to the hand. This is very important. This is so very important. Now, that said, I am using a side deck. Sorry, take that back. I'm going to leave this looking like this, and let's get into the main deck. And I want to go with what card it is that I was using, and realistically, like, why it was like number 19 and 20 for my deck. So that card is going to be, Vortex Trooper. And this is the only non-fiend, non-rock monster in my deck. And I gotta say, going first, you want to set it and forget it. Going second, it's gonna try to help you put together your hand and try to correct things. So the effects are: when normal summoned, shuffle 2 from hand back to deck, draw 2. Hence the hand correction. Or if this card is destroyed, draw 1 card. The set it and forget it route. Luckily, we got this in the same set we got all the evil heroes. So it's not like this is one of those obscure cards that you had to get from booster packs towards the beginning of the game, and it wasn't anything that came out of old structure decks. So this is relatively easy to get your hands on. Now, moving into the fiends and the rocks, I want to talk about them. So, Grand Marg is one of the largest rock monsters in the game, And again, chances are we're never actually going to summon him, so we don't need to know his effect. We need to know that he has 2400 attack value. Next, something that beat the lava golems out was the Masked Beast Desgardius. Now, again, we're never going to really play this card, so you just need to know that this is 33. Now, these two being the weaker two means that the weakest variant of Dark Gaia in this deck is 5,700 points. That's pretty impressive, honestly. So we're going to keep that. We're going to keep moving forward, okay? Next up, you got to play 3 copies of Raviel. And again, guaranteed it with the set. So far, the only card that maybe... Nope, that was Battle City as well. So far, everything's on track. Raviel, again, not going to play him. 4,000. This now means the second tallest variant of this whole thing is going to be 6,400 for a single Dark Gaia. And last but not least, we got to play the largest rock in the game. We need to play 3 copies of Valkyrian, the Magna Warrior. Now this is 3,500. The strongest Raviel that I can make is going to be, the strongest Dark Gaia I'm going to make is Raviel and Valkyrian, 7,500 points. If you guys know a way to make it bigger, let me know. If you do not, it's fine. The second smallest, I think, is going to end up being 6,800, and that'll be Desgardius plus Valkyrian. Now, this is the monster lineup. And again, this is kind of a lot of monsters. And again, 5 of them were dark. I wanted more dark so I could run allures. But this is just more stable. And this is what I found to be like the best variant I could be playing. Next, it's searchable. So 1 dark fusion. Just 1. All it is polymerization for a fiend fusion. Second, 2 dark callings. Again, I know normally I do this stuff in alphabetics, but I'm not doing it today because I wanted you guys to sort of understand like each thing builds off the last. And one of the beautiful things about Dark Gaia decks is that you've 1-2 double fuse in the same turn, and we can go from a dark fusion to a dark calling and generate 2 copies of Gaia at the same strength. So if we take the weakest variant of Gaia, 24 and 33 for the 57, you have 2 of those, okay? You start with 4,000 hit points. You guys can do the math. Next up, you got 4 zones. What are you going to do? You got to hate the back row. Basically, we need to hate face down back row. So, 2 Galaxy Cyclones and 2 Night Beams. And why is it 2 Galaxy Cyclones exactly? Well, you can't do it the turn the card goes to the graveyard. But if for some reason the opponent does have a Wabaku, which again, Night Beam would stop them from flipping up, splitting this between these 2 just gives you some versatility. Okay? If you choose to go triple Night Beam, do it 100%, thumbs up on that, it's still going to be good. And going into the side deck, because I'm going to give it to you guys all in one picture today. There's a great monster that, let's face it, if you're going to go first, which most of the time they're not going to want, they're going to say, like, let your OTK go first. Maybe they'll get a hammer shot. Maybe they'll get something else that's really lucky and good. Or they can try to do some things where they can set up and they still get to stall you, plus they get the extra card. So chances are going games 2 or 3 maybe, you are going to be going second. Or you're going to be going first. Oh my goodness. My brain is scrambled. So the monster you guys want to use is going to be the Absorbing Jar. And again, out of all the effects, this is a crazy good effect. So when it flips, again, it's a set it and forget it. And it's a rock. So again, we can make some relatively weaker variants of Dark Gaia with this. Flip, destroy all set spell traps on the field. Then each player draws 1 card for each of the cards they controlled that was destroyed this turn. You cannot set any cards this turn. Now, we weren't going to anyway because this is probably going to happen during our opponent's battle phase. But this is speed duel, my friends. There's no main phase 2. So those traps that they set, knowing that you were going to play Dark Gaia, They don't matter. They don't matter because the absorbing jar is going to blow them away. And with hand traps being relatively non-existent, because again, there's Karibo, there's Sphere Karibo. Those are still things. Absorbing jar may or may not let them have those, but you won't fall into your floodgate trap hole. You won't fall into Wabaku, Wall of Disruption, insert trap card, or even quick play spell card here. Because again, a well-timed Book of Moon can really upset you while you're playing Dark Gaia. And then last but not least, I just went with a full flight of the Cosmic Cyclones. I figured I didn't really touch the ban list at all, and this being a quick play could be a great swap for my Galaxy Cyclones and or the Night Beam. Again, just allowing me to get rid of face up and face down, but since it's a quick play, we can go ahead, we can get something on their end phase and eliminate the threats. So real quick, guys, that's the deck. That's the side deck. There's the extra deck and the skill. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you have, like, comment, subscribe if we've earned it. And if you'd like to help us more directly, maybe go to the Buy Me a Coffee and help us out with some sleeves or booster packs or, just general coffee. I like coffee. Even if you don't choose to do any of that, do me just one favor. I want you guys to go out there. It is Friday. I'm not sure. I think I said happy Friday. If not, happy Friday. It's about to be the weekend, guys. I'm going to settle into some fun videos for you guys. I got another non-Yu-Gi-Oh deck already lined up for Monday. I got another deck master lined up for Monday. And next week, we're going to have some more fun stuff going on. And I can't wait to share it with you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this. Hope you guys continue to enjoy the channel. And I hope to see you guys next time, all right? Take care, my friends.